Welcome back to Salty Sunshine. How's everyone doing? This is your host, Lisa, back with some salty thoughts, some salty shows, and pop culture. First and foremost, the world's been a little upside down extra lately. The world's been crazy since COVID, let's not lie. But what happened with Charlie Kirk, the school shooting, a slew of other things, right? There's so much happening and around the world. I mean, it's just a lot. I encourage everybody and encourage every parent to tell your kids and yourself just you can get off social media. I think it's healthy to take a break. I think it's good to be in the know and know what's going on and have feelings about things and everything, but it's also good to kind of put it aside and just live in the real world. I don't think we're meant to know every little thing that happens to every person. That's the downside of social media, and it's healthy to kind of just get off and take a break because real life is real people you see every day. You go outside and it's not all the hate and all the whatever you see online. I think people need to gain some perspective, take a step back from social media and kind of regroup because I feel so bad for the kids growing up in this day and age. I grew up in the 80s, 90s. It was so amazing. No pressure. There was none of this stress. We didn't have cell phones. We went to a payphone. It was just good. It was fun. It was relaxed. And the poor kids today having to see all this stuff, I hope, and I do think people are going back now and they're not wanting so much social media. They're more, getting the flip phones and kind of taking a break and turning it off for a few months. It's just, I don't have an addictive personality, so I can scroll for 5 minutes while I drink my coffee and get off and not get back on. I actually get bored quickly when I'm scrolling. I'm not a doom scroller. Um, but that's just me. Everyone's personality is different. I don't have to I don't have to uninstall it or pause. I don't have to do any of that to make myself not want to overdo it. But I know some people do. I just think everything in moderation. And if it feels like too heavy, like it did these past few days, just kind of take a break because now your whole feed is flooded with that. You're not going to see all the cute dogs and all the other fun stories because everything is that. So just kind of step away until it kind of blows over and, protect your mental health because it's not we're not supposed to carry everyone's problems. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I do think it's worth noting, remind yourself you can step away, you could tell your kids to step away, and it's good. And you're not going to miss anything. It's fine. What did I watch? What did I watch lately? I watched this documentary on Hulu called Little Miss Innocent. And it's funny because I'm looking for something to watch, and I don't know, I'm on this true crime kick, or I'm gravitating to it for whatever reason on TV. And I come across this documentary, and it's about Caitlin Conley. And when it starts, I recognize that I know the story. It seems familiar. And so it's this girl that she was like in her early 20s. She had a boyfriend and she worked for her boyfriend's mom at their chiropractor office, and they had a very toxic relationship, her and her boyfriend, but she was very close to her boyfriend's mom. And long story short, when they broke up, one day the mom doesn't feel good. She's throwing up diarrhea and she ends up in the hospital ICU and she passes away out of nowhere. So everyone's freaked out, and she was the one in the office that last had seen her. And she said, "Oh, I don't know. She just had a smoothie and I don't know what happened." She was never a suspect until she they brought her in for more questioning. They found out this one drug in her system that rotted her organs like abnormally, and it was for gout, and she didn't have gout. So they asked her, "Did you see anything unusual?" They brought her in for questioning, and basically, the cops had received a letter typed, no handwriting, just like a typed letter saying that it was her son that was connected to the murder, and the son is the one that ordered the medicine, the poison, and it was under the seat of his car. So the cops mentioned the letter, they said something, and she said something that was off. So the cops like, "Did you write that letter?" And she started to cry and she admitted that she wrote the letter. So it's kind of weird if she did do it. Why would you admit that? 101, deny it all, right? I'm always perplexed when people commit crimes like this, like awful stuff, and then they put their foot in their mouth. It's like, did you not rehearse what you should do to get, not that I want them to get away with it, but it's just when I see it, I'm just like, what were you thinking? And then starts crying, all this stuff. Now she becomes a suspect, and they always thought it was the husband because the husband is obviously the spouse is the first one you look at, but also 6 months after the wife passed, he was devastated, but at the same time, he started having an affair with her sister 6 months later. 6 months is nothing. It's a blink of an eye. It's like no time has passed at all, especially a long-term marriage. Your spouse literally just passed away, and he's sleeping with your sister, which is a betrayal in itself. How disgusting. And the sister, gross. Like, what are you doing? That's your sister's widowed husband. Gross. That's your niece and nephew's dad. So that's weird. And so the long story short, the girl got arrested and she served 7 years. She served 7 years of a 23-year sentence because they did find other stuff like stuff, I don't know if it was in a laptop or a phone, a cloud backup, but of a lady saying from the where the medication came from that she did talk to a young girl on the phone, so they said it was her, and just other little things. She did serve 7 years, but then they appealed and won and overturned her conviction because of the way they handled some sort of evidence. So she just got out of jail February 2025, which is very interesting. And they can appeal it and take her back to court and go through the whole thing again. I'm assuming the family doesn't want to deal with it because they had to do it twice before because it was a hung jury at the first one. The second one is where she got convicted. And now this will be a third one almost 10 years later. So they're like probably tired. Um, she still says she's innocent. She still says, it was the dad she doesn't know who it was. It must have been the dad or the son. But it's interesting. So if you want to watch a good documentary, true crime, there's that. Only Murders in the Building started again. I'm obsessed with that show. It's my comfort show. It's like a good warm mac and cheese bowl. It's a good warm lasagna. It's just so comforting. It's just pleasant to watch. You put it on, you're just like, it's like nice. Because it is murder and stuff, but it's very vanilla. It's just very nice feeling. So I really like that show. I really like the cast. And I'm going to have to hold on to Hulu for a second because that's on. And then we have Secret Lives of Mormon Wives coming, and then the Kim Kardashian show, which I need to hate watch. I'm kidding. I got to see if it's any good. I got to see it. And there's something else that's coming on Hulu. I forgot. But anyways, I don't want to pay for Hulu, but Hostage on Netflix I saw. It was okay. Everybody's saying it's amazing. It's so awesome. You got to watch it. I'm like, nope. Wouldn't recommend to anybody. You could skip it. There's so much to watch. You're not missing anything. It wasn't terrible, but I did find it not believable, and it wasn't gripping. I'm no. 3 out of 5 stars. I do like that actress that's in the show. I don't know if she's from the UK or something, but she's really good. She was in this other show called, oh crap, it was in 2015. The Doctors or something, Doctor something. And I think she was a therapist, and she thought her husband was cheating on her, and it's really juicy. So that one you should watch. The same actress from Hostage. And I just read this morning. I just finished this book, The Namaste Club. I'm waiting for Bree to finish the note. We're gonna review that probably next week. And the Namaste Club from Asha Elias, it's really fun. If you're from South Florida, you'll get a kick out of this book. It's kind of like a satire of Floridians and how weird they can be and how different certain people can be in the same group. And it's a yoga retreat and the whole wellness lifestyle. And it's kind of how over the top they are and how ridiculous they can be. And, kind of fake, but it's fun. They go to a retreat, all these different people, and all this stuff happens, and it's just cool. So if you're looking for a fun light read, the Namaste Club. What else? The MTV Awards that were on just the other day. I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was on, but then I saw all the aftermath online, and Mariah Carey's performance. I'm a huge Mariah Carey fan. Huge. I even went to the mall back in the day for her Rainbow tour. I think her album was Rainbow. And, Heartbreaker, you got the best of me. I love Mariah Carey. I used to love her. She is born on the same day I'm born. We have the same birthday, okay? We went to the mall, my best friend and I, back in high school, and we did the whole Heartbreaker shirt, the white tank top with the tie-dye rainbow. We put those babies on and we went to the concert, and it was so fun. And that's when Mariah was on fire. She's so cool. She was so everything. That was her era. That's when she was the jeans that she cut really low. That's when she was hot. Something happened to her, like so many of these wonderful women, happen when you meet a certain guy or you have some sort of certain relationship, and that relationship kind of breaks you. It kind of breaks you and you're never the same. It's like a glass that breaks. It's never going to be the same if you glue it back together. It happened to Whitney Houston. It happened to Jessica Simpson. It happened to so many people. So many people get weird. It's a combination of like a certain age they reach plus a certain relationship that really screws them up, and all the things mixed together, and they turn a corner. They turn a corner, you're just like, something's off. And I don't know if you guys remember, Mariah Carey had a meltdown on MTV. I think it was MTV or Watch What Happens Live. She dated Luis Miguel, and after that relationship she's never been the same. I think that was probably someone that she felt the most for. And like I said, there's those certain types of relationships that really grip you and they mess you up, like Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. If she wouldn't have been with Bobby Brown, I don't think she would have gone down the path she did. I really just don't. Not that she's Miss Innocent and he isn't, but there's certain people that will lead you down a negative path, and he was that person for her. So she just changed. She changed. She had a meltdown. I remember she was taking off her shirt. It was really weird. And she's never been the same. They don't sing the same. They don't sound the same. Their music is completely different. Not that you can evolve, but they had a certain thing about them that's gone. Even Jessica Simpson, she doesn't sing the same. It's a weird sound. So Mariah Carey performed. She's walking really slow at the MTV Awards, and I don't know what that's about. I feel like she's on pills. I don't want to spread rumors. Obviously, this is just speculation. It looks like to me someone that's on some sort of pill, some sort of Xanax, some sort of something. She's walking or she has something going on that we don't know about. But she's talking slow, she's walking slow. It's weird. It's off. I don't want to watch it. It makes me sad because she's not even singing the same. She doesn't sound the same. So I'm not like, oh yeah, I love the way she sounds. It doesn't matter what she looks like or how she walks. That's fine. But she doesn't sound the same. She doesn't sing the same. So for me, it's just like, I don't know. Same thing with Jessica Simpson. She was there. She didn't sing, I don't think, but she was on the red carpet talking to people. Something's up with her face. This is not about destroying a woman or making fun of what she looks like, but there's something off. We are creatures with eyes, ears, and senses. And we cannot help, but if we're looking at you, we're going to notice what we're looking at. And it's not about mean-spirited. There's something off. Her lips are huge. She has a slur. There's something off of her face. She looks different. Obviously, she's done something, but it's eerie to look at because you've seen these people for all these years, and one day you look at them, you're like, whoa, what happened? Whatever. It's not to be made fun of. It's just an acknowledgement that there's something different. So the MTV Awards, I feel like the red carpet had a lot of like those sheer, everyone's wearing those sheer dresses with the bikini underwear stuff under. I'm not a fan of that look. I just don't like it. There was a lot of people were saying there was a lot of influencers on the red carpet that nobody knew who they were. And yeah, it was a weird scene. Not gonna lie. They announced Taylor Frankie Paul's a new Bachelorette. Everybody has mixed opinions. I personally like her. I do think she's toxic at the same time in her personal life, but I like her. I think she's toxic just personally for her, like towards herself. In her personal life, with her relationships. But that doesn't mean I would still she still doesn't bother me. Like, I would like to hang out with her. I think she's a cool chick. And I don't know how I feel about her being on The Bachelor, though. I'm going to say that I don't know if she's a great fit. I'm definitely gonna watch. I haven't seen The Bachelorette or Bachelor in many, many years, but I just don't know if her personality fits. I feel like she's kind of introvert. She's not bubbly, and she's not flirty. I don't know how she's gonna fit in that role with all these men at the same time. It'll be fun to watch. So she's doing that, but she was on Alex Cooper and she announced it on Call Her Daddy. And of course, they always ask her, "Are you and Dakota together? When's the last time you were together?" "No, we're broken up, we're done for good." And then they ask her, "Well, when's the last time you slept together?" She's like, "Yesterday." So everyone's always like, "What? You're not supposed to sleep when you're breaking up, when you're already broken up. Like, what's happening?" So they're never really breaking up. They're always back and forth. They can't quit each other. And yeah, she said, "Oh, I can't remember. It was probably Stagecoach." Again, she's toxic in her personal life. And then he came out and commented on one of the clips, and he's like, "Oh, you can't remember if we slept together 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 20 times." Like he's kind of alluding to they've been together more recently than she was trying to admit. And, that's the toxicity of both of them. He gives me the biggest ick. He's so social media driven, which is the biggest ick a man can have. Like, just stop. I think it's different when your boyfriend or husband is in your videos, they're participating in your stuff, or there's certain types of videos he'll put out. But Dakota, for some reason, he does it in all the wrong ways as far as I'm concerned. It's just icky, icky, icky. But he was caught, not caught because he can do what he wants, but he was caught at a fair. Somebody was there videotaping him. He was with a girl holding hands. So he's obviously moved on, but still playing these social media games with Taylor. And whatever, we'll see what happens. I don't think she's gonna find love. Taylor did kind of post some guy that was playing guitar. She explained on Call Her Daddy that he was on a live playing guitar and she slid into his DMs and they started talking and he flew out to see her and they've seen each other twice. So they're not really in a relationship. They don't know each other well. So no, that's not her boyfriend. And yes, he knows she's going on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I feel like at this point, she does do a lot of things for social media and you can't really take her seriously. She even said on Call Her Daddy, "I post him because I like to get a reaction out of everyone. I think it's fun." So that's kind of her mindset, which again, if you're going on The Bachelorette to actually find a relationship, she might not take you very seriously. I don't know. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Jessica Alba and her ex-husband, Cash Warren, they have a battle of the midlife crisis going on. If you Google their photos, she's been photographed and videotaped with her new boyfriend, Danny Ramirez. He's an actor. He was in a Marvel movie and some other movie, The Last of Us, and I'm sure other things, but he's 32, she's 44. Is that the worst age gap? No. Um, I'm not getting icky vibes from it. It is a little over 10-year difference, but 12 years. It's not terrible. I think the cap for me is 15 as far as judging people and seeing and being like, yeah, they're not together for the right reasons. The fact that he's over 30 is also a plus because I feel like people that are in their 40s and 50s and date people in their 20s is absolutely horrific. And it's really a sign that there's something wrong with you mentally and you need some counseling. Because people in their 20s are a different breed. I'm sorry, you're in your 20s, you don't know shit about F. So it's not the same. At least if you're over 30, I mean, 3 to 5 years makes a big difference at certain age points. I think everyone can agree. 40 to 45, 30 to 35, 35 to 40. It's a big change. It's a big hop in a lot of things. Personally, just things. Things change. Your body changes. You feel differently. You calm down. All that stuff. So, she does have I think her oldest is 17 or 18. So it is kind of, you know, it is what it is. It may or may not work out. I'm not getting the ick with that relationship, but he has no kids and she has three. Like, she is in a different thing, but whatever. If they can make it work, they can make it work. Her ex-husband, though, he's okay. Don't quote me. I just know that the girl's 25 and he's almost 50, and that's gross. That, I think there's like a 21 or 24-year age gap. I find that so gross. Not only like physically when you look at them visually, she looks like his daughter. Because a 25-year-old, that's young. That's what I'm saying. In the 20s, 25, she's young. So he's gross. She's so close to she can hang out with his daughter. I find that so eerie and so unacceptable and so nasty. It's like, I wish they would tell all these girls that get with these men, you do realize if you were 30, 35, 40, 45, and even especially his age, he wouldn't look at you twice, which means he doesn't really like you for you. He only likes that you're 25 and you're giving him the time of day. That's a fact. I think no one thinks about it that way. And obviously, she wouldn't be dating him if he was like a school teacher, or maybe she would, but the fact is, it's predatory. There's something off. It's so nasty. So in the battle of midlife crisis, Jessica Alba wins in my book. She's dating a younger, hotter man, but not that much younger that it's like full ick and full embarrassing, but he's doing the full embarrassing. So that's my take on Jessica Alba and her ex. It looks like they're just like having midlife crisis next to each other. It's kind of funny. Um, Andy Cohen, after he hosted the Love Island reunion, he went on his, I've never listened to his show, the Sirius show, his, I guess you call it a podcast or a radio show. Um, it's so funny how there's all these shows and you just don't gravitate towards them for whatever reason. Like, I just don't want to listen. But he said that he was so confused that how these people were on a dating show, are on a reunion, and are completely offended and taken back when you're literally asking them about their time on the reunion, who they're dating, which is pertinent to the discussion they're having about being on a dating show. So he was basically saying, like, it was so bizarre to see their entitled attitude and why they were so offended and secretive. So I agree. Uh Baseball gate. The lady at the Phillies and Marlins game that she went and quote unquote stole the ball from the little kid. I have a little bit of a different take. I was told I was completely wrong by the internet. I posted on my social medias. Everybody was very quick to tell me I'm in the wrong. So I will accept defeat. But basically, what I was saying is if you look at the footage, the man is running from like two sections away. The ball went to this one section that people, the people in that section are running to get the ball. The ball falls on the floor. No one could catch it. And so they're scrambling to look under their feet for the ball. And he swoops in from two sections away, grabs it, and runs back to his section. I think he's in the wrong somewhat. Somewhat. I think she should have never went over there and yelled at him, obviously. But she obviously also didn't know it was for his son and it was his son's birthday and the backstory. She doesn't know these people. She just saw some guy come out of nowhere and take the ball from under her feet. So I was quickly shut down. Everybody was up in arms saying, no, that's not how it goes. It's a free for all. There's no rules, blah, blah, blah. You can, fly over if you want and like grab it. So I was like, okay, fine. I guess baseball isn't for me. That's a very aggressive crowd. And I think it's common courtesy to let the people in the section where the ball went in, fight for the ball and not come out of two sections away. That's my take. Apparently I'm wrong, but that's how I see it as a rational person. I haven't been to a baseball game in so long, and I could go to a Miami Marlins game, but you know what it is, those games, there's just so much traffic to get there, especially if they're on a weekday, forget it. Basketball games, baseball games, who wants to like rush out of work? You don't have time to go home, stay in traffic, you get home at 10, like it's a whole thing. It's a lot of energy. But that was my take on it. It was so funny. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I must, I have to take defeat because everybody was saying the same thing to me. Um, And then I heard Kathy Griffin on Dear Chelsea. Chelsea Handler has a podcast, and I really enjoy it. And again, I don't agree with everything she says, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy her stuff. So this is a good example of being neutral and letting everyone be themselves and still being able to enjoy certain things about certain people. And so she had Kathy Griffin on. And I thought that was interesting because remember the whole Kathy Griffin bloody Trump head debacle. And it was really interesting to hear what she went through um, with the public, with professional life, with her friends that she thought were her friends. And, you know, I can say something was wrong to do, but still appreciate her side of the story and listen to it and have interest in it. That's how I roll. I'm a very open-minded, neutral person. If I have an opinion and you can't change it, then it is what it is. But I'm not angry at a person that doesn't have the same opinion. And I can even appreciate someone's take and all of that. But yeah, if you want to go listen to Kathy Griffin on Dear Chelsea, she was really funny actually. That podcast, people call in with their problems and they kind of give them advice and counsel them. And she was really funny with her advice. So I enjoyed that. She had just come off her, like, I don't know if it was her first or multiple facelift. It was probably a second or third. It was like a week or 9 days later, and it was funny the way she was talking about her facelift. And now Chelsea wants a neck lift, and they were talking about that. It was hilarious, and it was interesting. Now she's back rolling again with her career. She's going on tour. She has something going on, so she's being hired again by people and all of that. And I like to see it because just because she made a mistake, or if you think it's not a mistake, but just because she did something a lot of people didn't like, doesn't mean she should, never be able to move forward. I think that's just such a ridiculous thing. Everyone deserves a second chance and whatever. So that was interesting. And then Olivia Cupo's sister, Aurora Cupo, she has a podcast called Barely Filtered, which I pop into sometimes. She has a lot of heavy woo-woo stuff sometimes, like it's too much about your period and your luteal phase and stuff like that, and your hormones, which I don't want to listen to. I want to hear like juicy stuff or like emotional therapy stuff or stuff like that. But she did have this one girl on, and I thought it was fun, and they were talking, and I couldn't agree more when because the other girl was saying, I don't know her name, but I don't remember. She was saying how she's learned to kind of be comfortable in her own skin and really be honest with herself about, for instance, traveling. She doesn't love to travel. She will travel. She'll have fun when she travels, but it's not a main thing in her life. Like everybody wants to travel for everything. Everybody wants an Instagram photo and all this stuff. She knows herself well enough to know it's not that fun. I completely agree with her. I don't love traveling. Not gonna lie. Wherever I am, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to have fun. If I have to go somewhere, it's going to be great. But that doesn't mean it's at the top of my list. My first thing for happiness is not travel. I think it's a lot of work. It's a lot of airport. I don't like the process. I'm still going to enjoy wherever I go. But I'm not going to kill myself trying to travel. And it's so true. It's never as good as it sounds. And so Aurora brought up the example because she has a new boyfriend. I think they've been together like 6 months or something. And that's another reason I like to listen to the first part of some of her podcasts because she talks about her dating life. And she's super raw and authentic about it. And it's fun to listen to. And she's funny because she's all out there. She lays it all out there. And she's always saying how her sisters, Olivia and the other one, are always telling her to tamper it down. They're like, you don't need to overshare. And she's like, this is who I am. So I like that about her. And she was saying that she's with this guy and they went to Italy and she posted all these Instagram posts and everybody's like, oh my God, you guys look amazing. All this stuff. She's like, little did they know that he had a stomach ache every other day. I'm going to the pharmacy trying to get him Imodium. And I had this issue. I forgot what she said it was. She also got sick. So half their vacation was not great and they were struggling. And so they were there maybe, I don't know, 7 days and they were sick 4 out of the 7 days. So it wasn't a great trip. But if you look at it from the Instagram perspective, you're like, whoa, these people, I wish I was them. and it's just never as good as it looks. And I agree. I think traveling is overrated. I think it's so overrated. I think hanging out around your house and going to local restaurants and taking walks in the park and being with your animals, I think that's the fun part. I just think that's fun. I also like traveling, like if I go see my daughter in Austin, and that's like a fun, easy trip. It's not, there's no expectations. I'm there to lounge. It's not a lot. It's not a long flight. It's easy. That I'm on board with too. But the long distance flying and all of that, I could take it or leave it. I'll have fun if I go. I don't care if I miss it, stuff like that. So that was funny. And then this girl was on TikTok, I saw, talking about dating. She was, I don't know, you never know if these people are saying the truth or if they're just like making it up to get likes. Um, I really hate the people that start a story and you look at the caption, it's like hashtag Reddit story. It's not even your story. What are you doing? What are you acting for us? What's happening? Um, so this girl said she went on a date, and when she got there, the guy kind of got up and left after a few minutes because he's like, "You don't look like your photos." And she admitted that the photos that she uses on her dating profiles are AI. And everybody in the comments was telling her, "Dude, you're wrong." And she's like, "How am I wrong?" And she's like, that's the world we live in today. It's like, no. I mean, you can lighten up a photo, you can crop a photo, but you shouldn't put altered photos on your dating profile because that's a bad idea. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're going to look worse in person because it's a filter. It's not real. So she's like, "What do you guys think? I don't know what's wrong with that, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think you should be doing that because look what happened. He left." Um, okay, I think that's all I have for now. And oh my God, Dance with the Stars is on Tuesday. I am set and ready. I think the videos that they're doing, the TikToks and everything, are almost better than the show. It's so fun. The Hilaria Baldwin TikToks that they're doing, I feel like she doesn't have rhythm. I don't know. We'll see how she does, but she's not, it's not coming through. And I think she was a ballroom dancer when she was young, and she does the same step. She does that one little to the side, and that's it. She can't move out of that arena. And even when they're just moving their shoulders to like a sound, she's not on rhythm. So that's going to be interesting. Whitney and her partner from Mormon Wives is hilarious. Her partner's so funny. I don't know that guy. I've never seen him before because I haven't seen that show in a while. Dancing with the Stars. And then Jen with her hot ass partner. Um, they're gonna do great. I didn't realize Topanga. I don't know if you guys remember that actress. I forgot the show she was on. Super popular. She's on it. So exciting. Corey Feldman is also on it. And the reason I didn't even realize he was on it is because his partner Joanna, which is Val, the dancer professional, the two professional dancers, they're married. So Joanna and Val's with Alex Earl. That looks like she's going to do amazing. And then Joanna's with Corey Feldman. And Corey, after the promo and they announced that he was on the show, he kind of disappeared for a little bit, saying he had some take care of work or something. So they missed all that practice time and they weren't posting. So I didn't even know he was on the show. He also looks like he has no rhythm, but we'll see. I know he does the Michael Jackson steps. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the show, and I'm going to so talk about it when it comes on next week. So stay tuned. Bye.